All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, give honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So, Brother Christ says, I got a lesson today I want to do on universal basic income. I seen the brothers they did a World War III algorithm going over it, so I've just been doing my research. I wanted to brush up on it a little bit with this video I seen that you're gonna see some clips of it. This is this Edomite Elon Musk, and he's talking about universal basic income, and I just wanted to you know, point out a couple things, get a couple scriptures in the meantime. So, with that being said, here goes the video.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better.
Okay.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It says, In that day, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So what he's saying is basically that in that time there's not going to be any jobs for people because robots are going to be taking all the jobs. There's not going to be nothing that a human can do better than a robot, which robots already have a lot of jobs in this society. But the point is, it's prophesied in the scriptures. It says, when the grinders cease because there are few. That's few jobs out here. And uh, ultimately, all this is leading up to the chip. But this is going to be the few jobs. That's going to be a good point to help bring in this universal basic income system. It's all about a humanitarian effort with these people, man. You gotta remember that they always doing something for your betterment, so to speak, but it's always to your detriment, which we're gonna get to that here in a minute as well.
I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income, I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe
Yeah.
because there is no job. Machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it?
Okay, so the definition of basic income is a form of Social Security which all citizens or residents of a country receive a regular, unconditional sum of money either from a government or some other public institution independent of any other income. So that's like a guaranteed check for all citizens. It says regular and unconditional. So that's basically you don't go to work, you just get a check, you know, once a week or once a month or however it is they divvy it out. But what it is, what they're not telling you is how they're gonna give it to you. They're gonna put it on the chip. Because like I said, this is all going back to the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast according to the Bible. And then they got these principles, they got these four fun facts, so I'll go ahead and I'll start reading those. It says, why universal basic income? It says it eliminates poverty and reduces inequity with dignity and security for all. Like I said, they always preaching that, for your betterment. So this is First Thessalonians 5:3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, man, they saying peace and safety, this and that, and uh, It'll eliminate poverty. Nobody's gonna have to go through it, and everybody will be equal. Which nobody, that's not right, man. Like the brother always say, you go into the store, and you know who's the manager? Everybody's the manager. It don't work like that. You have, upper class, you have a middle class, you have a lower class. You know what I'm saying? In every kingdom, you have a king, and then you got servants. Which, what I'm saying, we're gonna get into that here in a little bit as well. But they always try to say everybody be equal and with dignity and security for all. It says it will save capitalism as technology substitutes for human labor and reduces wage/income and purchasing power. So what they're saying is because nobody's working and the robots are doing everything so efficiently, basically everything will be cheap. Things will be cheaper in that time. It says encourage entrepreneurship, a long it's like it, lifelong learning, creative and caring work, and civic engagement. Basically saying you're not gonna have any worries. Everything will be good because you'll be guaranteed your money. You're not gonna have to worry about penny pinching or how you're not gonna pay your rent, this, that, and the third. But man, like I said, man, when they say peace and safety, that's when you need to be looking out, man, because this snake, Esau, he's not to be trusted, man. As soon as he be born, he be coming out speaking lies. As well as you have certain countries that are already doing testing on this universal basic income. You have India, Uganda, Kenya, Namibia, Brazil, Italy, Finland, the Netherlands. All those countries are already um, started testing or basically have implemented a form of this universal basic income. You also have a few other countries like I believe it said um, Great Britain. You have in here you can see in the map. California is trying it. Alaska, Canada. All these places are attempting. You can see Iceland is highly has a high potential for trying this out as well. But all these places you can see where everything's going. Everything's coming to this universal basic income because that's gonna be the great savior, the end all be all, the cure all for what's going on here in America.
And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap.
Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So, like I said, man, they think that they're gonna be in a good case and everything's gonna be cheap. But like I said, man, it's all prophesied in the scriptures. They think that they're gonna be in a good case, everything's cheap, we got guaranteed money coming in, it's all hunky dory. All I gotta do is take this chip, and then bam, you're not knowing that you leading yourself to destruction, to your seed to destruction, everybody that you love to destruction. Because you ain't want to be diligent, because you ain't want to hear the word of the Lord. And man, you niggas deserve death, man. So y'all gonna flock to this fucking chip, man. Once it comes in. So the screen that you're seeing right now is basically it's like a pilot of what it'll be. It says they're gonna give like 115% of minimum wage, for example, and then which is 44% of the average wage. So right here in Nebraska, I believe minimum wage is like $9.50. So they're gonna say everybody get like $11 an hour basically on a 40-hour week. and you get your little check on your chip, and then you go from there. And if everybody's getting the same, then nobody's missing out. Everybody's equal. But it's just like I said, it's a ploy for the masses, for the sheeple, for the lazy, for the people who haven't been paying attention to fall for some shit like this, man. And that's gonna be the masses of the people. Like I said, man, it's a spiritual thing, and it's a beautiful thing for the Most High to open up your eyes to this truth, man. Because the masses of the people, they're gonna fall for this, and the faithless, they're gonna fall for this. The people who don't put their trust in the Lord and who ain't prepared for what's going on in the day, they gonna fall for this, man. It's a blessing to be in this truth.
Um, the so it's I think the biggest, I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save that he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. That's talking about the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. And like I said, with this universal basic income, that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to you taking the chip in order to get your basic check, or else you're just not going to have nothing. Because they're going to say, okay, you can't work a job because all the robots are doing it. If you want your check, you got to take the chip. So what you going to do? And you niggas going to cower down. You pussy-minded, faceless ass niggas gonna cower down and take the motherfucking chip. Okay? Because he said that he's calling it all. That's why it's universal. Universal means one. Matter of fact, let's look up that word real quick while we here. Okay, so you have on the etymology online dictionary, you have universal. It says pertaining to the whole of something specified occurring everywhere. From the Old French universal, journal universal, from Latin universalis, or belonging to all. From universus, altogether, whole, entire. So that's everybody, small, great, rich or poor, free or bond. Says in mechanics, a universal joint is one which allows free movement in any direction. Says the Universal Product Code, recorded from 1974. But when you go into that word uni, which uni is a word forming element meaning having one only, from Latin uni, combining form of unis, which is one, where you get the word like unique, which means one of a kind. So everybody is one, which the New World Order, that's what they're trying to do. Out of many, one. You know what I'm saying? That's their motto. And with that being said, I hope you brothers was edified. This thing is almost upon us. So just stay diligent in everything that you do. With that being said, call Allah Yahweh Shemar Shai. Their honors to the apostles and elders, GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect. All the brothers across the four corners are enduring in truth and sincerity, and women and children who follow. Shalom.